All right, welcome to Phil's State of the Franchise for the Chargers. Uh, Phil and the Chargers are 3-3 at the moment. Um, Phil's another guy with a lot of picks. He's definitely invested heavily in this draft, but trade away his first next season. Um, so he's had to start Tyrod Taylor. Justin Herbert is out for 7 more weeks. That's definitely a blow. Herbert wasn't playing terribly well, but he was doing enough that he was probably in running for Rookie of the Year. They're in first place in the division. No Herbert. They're going to fall off. I think the Chiefs are going to end up taking this division. We'll see what he decides to do. Austin Eckler is here for a few seasons, it looks like. It looks like he got re-signed, which I think is a good move. Eckler's, at that money for the 3-year extension, that's not bad at all. Eckler's a good player. He's fast. He can catch. He can run routes. He's definitely a guy who I like and is a guy who can lead your backfield. And then you've also got Justin Jackson and Boston Scott and Joshua Kelly. So you've got some guys here who are really good. He feels pretty set in the backfield. He doesn't have to worry about it for a few seasons. Some nobody at fullback. It's whatever. It's another position where Phil doesn't really have to worry about much. Keenan Allen, one of the most underrated receivers, has got Greg Ward. Joe Reed went to the Calvin Johnson camp, so he's gotten a little bit of a boost. He's got guys. He's got enough guys that, Greg Ward's a fine number 3. If he wanted to go out and get another guy, I wouldn't be opposed to it, but it's not something that Phil has to do. He could definitely do worse than these guys. There's nobody here that, in this bottom list that stands out, but they're all solid and they all can play a role. You've got the speedster. You've got a guy who probably runs really good routes, I would hope. Otherwise, why? Just pretty good at catching, I guess. But so he's got guys. Tight end, he traded away Hunter Henry for O.J. Howard. Probably a smart move. Hunter Henry is made of glass, and O.J. Howard is a guy who can put together a huge season if given the chance. On pace for a career high in yards. Needs to improve the touchdowns if he wants any chance of deving up. But he has nothing behind him. He has to get depth at tight end. You can't be running out these guys on a week-in, week-out basis. Holy crap. So Phil needs help at the left side of the line. The left side of the line is trash. Mike Pouncey's fine. He's old. He's going to regress. Same with Brian Bulaga. Eventually he's going to regress. Trey Turner is a stud, though. I think that 81 is worse than what he actually plays as. But like I said, you can't have this. Phil will have to address this in free agency or the draft. Lamp, had high hopes coming out of Western Kentucky, but he's never developed. He's got to go. You need to definitely invest mid-round picks in these positions, because those are going to hold you back. Joey Bosa, stud, gonna put up numbers for you no matter what. You need a right end. You need somebody to fill in there. That's another thing you could look at in the draft. You could take the kid from Miami, the Gregory Rioso. If you have a high enough pick, you're old at D-tackle, but Tillery has a chance to develop and could be a good player. Linval Joseph is good. He's not around for the long haul, but Another year with him gives you time to figure out if Tillery or Jones can be that guy. Newuso is a stud. Um, he's going to be a guy who can get close to double-digit sacks for you. And you've got depth with Kazir White, also another decent player. Kenneth Murray is going to dev really nicely, I think. I think these two in the middle is not a bad start, and the speed of Murray is definitely going to help. You've got Malik Jefferson and Nick Vigil. You have to get better. I'm a Texas fan, and I wouldn't want Malik Jefferson anywhere near my football team. He's just not. He's never developed properly. But this is something that in free agency you can look at and hopefully fix. You've got 3 really good corners. Jarek Tyson is the legacy player from Madden 20. He's a stud. He was a stud in Madden 20. His play recognition and man coverage, or his play recognition especially, needs to come up. That's extremely low. That's kind of crazy how low that is, but yeah, Hayward and Desmond King studs. Hayward's going to regress here soon, but he's still a top corner, and maybe you can get somebody to trade you a pick for him. King is young enough and is just a ball hawk. And then you've got great depth. Like, you can go 6 deep at corner. That's impressive for a team. These guys are just, cheap roster fillers like nothing. You have to look at if Nazir Adderley is, not deving, you have to look at free safety. And he's only out 1 more week. Derwin James, I don't know what his injury rating is on Madden, but it should probably be 0. The man can't stay healthy. 89 is too high. He's been injured like 4 of the last 5 years he's played football. In Madden, he'll probably stay healthy enough that you can use him, but if he continues to get bit by the injury bug, it might be time to move on. Badgley is fine. Ty Long, whatever. He's not going to hurt you. But this is where Phil has 4 picks in the first 3 rounds, 3 in the second round. He can definitely get some depth. This 22 is going to be much lower. It's probably going to be between 8 and 15, I would say, by the end of the season. And Cincinnati's pick is probably going to be in the top 7 of the second round. So you've got some stuff that you can do with this. I definitely think you need to target an end or an outside linebacker. You can make some moves here, package up some picks, and maybe even get yourself a stud left tackle if you could. Like, you're not going to be able to get up to get Penny Sewell, but you might be able to get Cosme out of Texas, who I think is going to be a hot commodity come draft season. There's a lot of guys who don't have good tackles in general, so this is going to be an important draft for Phil. Phil definitely knows how to draft. His team in Doug GM was pretty good, although he likes to draft fullbacks, so watch out. He may try to take a first-round fullback. But, so yeah. If anybody has any questions, I'll sit in for a minute, and then we'll spin the wheel for Will. So, And it looks like I'm going to do Zach right after Phil, and then when we have one more left. All right, time to see what Phil gets. Thanks for coming, guys.